Glass of water. Hello. It's a lovely day here in West Lancashire. That puts me in a good mood. It puts me in a sociable mood, and it puts me in the mood to practice as well. But I'm struggling to concentrate a little bit, and so I thought to just get my brain flowing a bit, my thoughts flowing. I'll do a quick lesson. Hopefully it's coherent. Now I did a lesson a while back, not too long ago. That was a lesson about major triads. Now what I did in that lesson was that I played major triads over more than one octave through all keys by running through each key chromatically. Now I don't want to explain all that again or go into the details too much again, because I did all that in the last lesson. I want to make this lesson shorter because I talk too much. But very briefly, and if you want to understand it properly, you need to look at the last lesson I did. But very briefly, what I mean by running over more than one octave and through chromatically through all keys is that, let's, for example, take an A major triad. Instead of playing it like that, I played it like this. I'm running over more than one octave, yeah? A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A, E, C sharp, A, E, C sharp, A, up and down. And by chromatically, I mean from one note to the next sequential note, the next note. So after I played the A major triad, you know, I move on to the B flat, or it could be the A sharp if you wanted it to be. I tend to refer to it as the B flat. So B flat, D, F, B flat, F, D, B flat, F, D, B flat, then onto the B, then onto the C major, C sharp major, D major, and you keep on going till you come back to the A. You could start anywhere on that cycle, any key. You could start on any key that you want. I always start on the A. You'll always come back to the starting key, regardless of where it is, as long as you're doing it properly. Now, very briefly, what is really why this is a good lesson is because it gets you moving across the fretboards from one end to the other nice and quickly. That's really good for the fluidity of your playing. It teaches you where the notes are on the fretboard. It's fretboard knowledge. You need to know where the notes are, and it teaches you where the notes are all up and down here. And the other thing is that it moves you up here. I think as bass players we're often stuck down, playing down here a lot. Playing down here, if you're one of these people who's stuck down there and you struggle to get away from this part of the neck, it gets you moving up here as well, which is good. It gets you, excuse me, it gets you comfortable with playing up at this end. It gets you comfortable with, physically playing up this end, and also teach you where the notes are up at this end. So you know, it's good. And it gets you moving around nice and quickly. Now, it was a Jaco Pastorius exercise that he gave to all his students. Why wouldn't you want, you know, who wouldn't want Jaco Pastorius as a bass teacher? He thought it was important enough to give to all his students. So following that, he must have thought it was, you know, important enough. So following that logic, I thought, well, you know, it's I ought to learn it. So if you're off the similar mindset, then, you know, I'd really do recommend it. He showed it with major triads. Now what I'm doing, I've already been speaking for 4 minutes now, so let's get right into it. What I did was, after I learnt it all in the major triads, I then thought, right, let's do it with minor triads, common sense. Now with the major triads, the way Jaco showed it, is that he used just these two fingers. He played it like this. Can you see? I don't know if you can see that very clearly. Like I said, it's all in the last lesson. Now this one, when I'm playing the minor triads, I'm using 3 fingers at once, right, instead of 2. Now when you play a major triad, it's root, major third, fifth, minor triad, the only difference is the minor thirds, root, minor third, fifth. To play a minor third, you move down a semitone, you move down 1 fret to the note below. So as and a major triad is A, C sharp, E, and a minor triad is A, C, E. That's the only difference. You move down 1 note to make that on the third to make it a minor third. So A major, A, C sharp, E, A minor, A, C, E. And for the minor triads, I'm using 3 fingers not to play the sequence. I'm playing the roots with the first finger, that finger, playing the minor thirds with my little finger, and I'm playing the fifth whoop, with that finger, right? These 3 fingers. Once I played that triad, I move back up to the A with the finger and I play it the same again. Little finger on the A again. A, C, E, A, C, E, A, E, C, A, C, A. And I use that pattern all the way through. So once I played that triad, move on to the next triad, the octave above, using exactly the same pattern. And then when I hit that last A up there, use the little finger. So it's exactly this, and then it's exactly the same, logic as the last lesson that I did. It's just in minor. That's the only difference, really. It's really good to use that finger pattern, I found, because actually I found it really difficult at first. I didn't want to use those fingers. It felt uncomfortable. So it was good for increasing my agility, I suppose. And the other thing was that I noticed when I used these fingers is that my accuracy of hitting the frets was poor, and I was missing the strings. So my finger would come off the string, and sometimes down here come off the fretboards entirely, which is not good at all. Obviously, it was a problem I didn't even know that I had. So through practicing this exercise, I've eliminated that problem. I don't do that anymore. My fluidity of playing has improved. My accuracy of fretting has improved. My knowledge of minor triads has improved. My ability to play has improved. It's a great exercise. So you just do that. Start on the A, then on to B flat, then on to B. Don't play it sloppily as I just did. Try and make it nice, and that's all there is to it, really. I hope some of you find it useful, because for me it's been really, really good. Thank you very much.